DreamLeague Season 13 is brought to you by Corsair, Monster Energy, Mercedes-Benz, and DreamHack.
Welcome back to DreamLeague Season 13. It might be an unlucky number for some, but not for us, or at least I hope not, because otherwise it's going to be pretty bad here. But so far it's been going pretty well. So far, so good, I'd say. I'm joined still by Grant, and we are now also joined by ODPixel and Fog. Gentlemen, we're about to dive into another series from Group B. But before we do, our first...
Calm down, guys.
Chilling.
First want to ask real quick, how are you doing? You doing good?
I'm doing excellent. It is great to be back in Europe. You know, I love it here. I will say it's kind of weird to like go outside and it's dark at like 3 p.m. and I'm just like, what the hell?
Can we say that is not Europe? That is specifically Sweden.
Is it?
Yes.
Right, it's like Northern Europe.
It's Northern.
Northern
Sweden,
Europe.
Denmark,
Scandinavia,
Finland,
the whole of Scandinavia.
Iceland.
Madagascar.
No.
Not even
No,
close.
where's Matt?
It's the island off Africa.
That's
I was
down
kidding.
here.
Even I
That's
know
very
where
far
at.
away.
Yeah.
Bad movie, by the way. Go on.
But no, the first one was good, wasn't it?
Yeah, the first
Was
one was
it?
really good.
The one with the penguins in. Is that all of them?
That's all of them.
That's all of them.
I actually have not watched
Didn't the
Madagascar.
Penguins have a spin-off by themselves?
Yeah, they did.
I
Like a
didn't watch
TV
that.
show and a movie,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Was it good, the spin-off?
I mean, they're just funny penguins, right? It's the comedic relief getting their own thing kind
Yes.
of stuff. Yeah.
I'm doing great as well, Sheep, by the way.
Good to hear, Fogged. Were
You
you
look
doing
great, too.
extra great because of all the groups going for 3 games in their first series? Is that promising? Or scary?
I mean, it's promising that we're gonna have a good display of like variants of
Dota.
games. Yeah, even Dota,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's like we're gonna have really good games, but we're
Yeah.
also gonna have some really, really sloppy games, which become the really good games because they're the most fun to watch. So
Yes.
it's
Definitely.
good stuff.
We have the group scores as well. Just in case you are wondering who won all the scores and all the 3-game series, we can tell you as well. There's one that's still going on. It's right behind Fog right now, where we see Na'Vi breaking base on EG. That is a nice docking movement there.
Trying.
I think that is, of all the things, actually Reality Rift taking a game off of... Actually, they're just called GG.
Yep.
They beat them 2-1.
Reality Rift took a game off of IG.
Yep.
Still IG won in the end. That's there for Group C. EG Na'Vi, we now know that Na'Vi won 2-1. And on the other side, Nigma ended up 2-1-ing TNC. I think the only unsurprising result, or rather the only surprising result, is Na'Vi winning from EG.
Yeah, especially because I think people kept bringing it. Everyone just keeps saying, I mean, every EG fan, doesn't matter, just keeps saying, EG keeps getting these easy groups, and then they do, and then they bomb out against an opponent. I'm sure they all think they should win, dude. Like,
Yeah.
if you ask EG, they're like, 99-1, easy win. And then, you get taken by surprise. You get 2-1. It is GSL style, so they might get another chance to play against them, obviously. But I would say it's a pretty big upset as well.
Yeah, Navi's definitely been on the up. They've been playing a lot better. Every single time I've seen them recently, they've just been getting better and better.
Sure.
The other surprise I saw on the other one was, it wasn't like a surprise, but it was the score. It was 28-1 on that Nigma game, I'm pretty sure.
Ooh, I did not see that one.
Yeah, I think they
Yeah,
absolutely
it was-
smashed the game.
yeah,
Because
that
I
was the
walked
game
away and it
for it.
was like 7-0 or something. Then it was like 12-0 or something. I was like, oh god. And then I tuned in later. I saw 28. And I only saw
That was
like a
game
single.
3?
I believe so. Yeah. Is that a spoiler? Sorry, guys. You know.
And it is a little weird
Alright.
to sort of see
Afterwards.
TNC struggle as much as they are doing, at least in that first series. I think it's going to be a bit... It's either going to be an outlier or it's just going to be the fact that, TNC, they had that major victory.
Yep.
they're already kind of in it for TI, right? So there may be a bit that's, they're sort of like foot off the pedal a little bit. But it's obviously very hard to call, for all of these games that we've seen so far. It's the first series of the major. Get the teams a chance. Give them a, I'd say two. Give them 2 series and then start to make judgmental calls. But one
2
series.
series.
2 series.
That's very generous.
I know, I'm a generous guy. Give them 2 series, then you can start going to the Reddits and saying how terrible you
You know who's also very generous?
Yeah.
Santa Claus.
Mercedes.
Them as well.
And Corsair.
Oh.
And Monster Energy. And Ray Gaming. All very generous in sponsoring this event. Thank you so much for that. And you can be generous as well to yourself. That's right. You can treat yourself to some tickets to come see us and the teams, but mostly us, live next weekend in Leipzig. And you probably should get a hotel then too.
Yeah.
And maybe
No, you don't
flights
need a
depending on
hotel.
train.
Why would you get a hotel?
Train, maybe.
It's a LAN, right? You literally sleep at your PC.
Dude, you could actually
don't
just buy
need a
a
hotel.
DreamHack itself ticket.
Yeah,
Because
just get a
normally
DreamHack
they
ticket.
have like this area that is like a sleep zone.
No, they don't. I think that's just the toilet that gets commandeered. As
No,
a
no,
sleep
no,
zone.
no, I'm not
Everyone
kidding.
just falls
I'm
asleep in
not
the
kidding.
toilet. I'm taking a nap.
BIOC area, right?
Yeah,
they
yeah,
do.
yeah.
They do. They do.
Yeah, they do.
You
They
actually-
do.
Yeah,
Have you
that's-
guys ever actually fallen asleep on the toilet?
On the toilet.
I did at Walmart
I
once.
did not think that was what the question was going to be.
No, I did at Walmart once, and it was because
And
I went in at 5 a.m.
yeah.
and I just fell asleep like this. And when I woke up, I legitimately couldn't walk for like 8 to 10 minutes because my
Because-
legs were
you're
so
falling-
asleep.
How did you
There
fall
was-
asleep?
There was no, because it was 5 a.m. and I played Dota till like 3 a.m. the next morning. So I just went in. I just fell asleep for like 30 minutes. I legit like.
Did they know
couldn't
that you
walk.
fell asleep?
No, no one comes in at 5 a.m. except me because I made my own schedule back then. And yeah, I couldn't walk for 8 minutes because there was no blood in my legs. It was actually kind of scary at first.
That is scary. I had a friend at some point who was fallen asleep
Walmart's
after a
rough.
night out, and she slept wrong on her hand.
Oh,
So
and
same
it's
way.
just- yeah.
And it didn't come back for months.
For
the feeling.
months?
She was
What?
like actually like this for months.
That's horrible. I don't want to ever hear
3
that.
to 4 months is what she was.
But she's
just-
okay now, right?
She's okay now. Yeah. But she
Okay,
could,
you can laugh after that.
but
It's
she
fine.
could, like she could not move her. Like she
That's
could not move her
sad.
hand. It was just
Like, did
nothing.
she think it was never going to come back? Did she see a doctor?
She went
well,
to a
she went to the
doctor,
doctor,
I'm
but it's a
sure.
nerve problem, right?
That's
and
so
they
scary,
don't
actually.
know anything about that. So it's like
Yeah.
it's like they
I have
hope
that happen
it
to me all the
comes back.
time. I have stuff
Well,
like
your hand
that.
goes
Like
numb.
my hand goes, like I fall asleep in my hand or my leg or something.
yeah.
Like I'm on the plane and I fall asleep like this, and like my bottom
Well-
of my leg, like I
For
can't.
3
like,
months, though?
Not for like it lasts for like 10 minutes though.
It does.
I mean, like
Yeah, but
that
she
was
was
3 months.
Well, she did pass out after being severely intoxicated, so perhaps
Oh.
because normally your body knows to turn off of your
Yeah,
hand.
if you're leaning
and
too
for
hard
her,
on
she
it.
was literally passed out.
That's an important part of the story, Sheep.
I thought I said that.
Self-inflicted, intriguing.
I did say she was passed out. So
I mean, Grant said passed out. I didn't think Grant was passed out, wasted in the bathroom.
No, I
like,
wasn't. I was just sleeping.
He was just sleeping. Yeah.
all right, let's
Tough
talk
day at
about
work.
some Dota here because we're about to watch another exciting
Hell
series.
yeah.
We have Chaos and Beastcoast, and we're first going to talk about Beastcoast. They came top 8 previous major. They actually should have made it a little further. Like the way they lost the last game. If you remember,
It was a crazy game.
It was a crazy game, and it should have been there. It's like it was a real feels bad man moment.
Which one was this one? Why am I not remembering?
Versus IG.
Did they dive or something? Did they dive fountain? Why
I
am
think they got just thrown after. Like I don't know.
The
they
weird,
just,
yeah, it was just they just went thrown and lost.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was
I'm not remembering it.
bad
Yeah, I don't
decision making.
know.
It was it was unfortunate. But the biggest thing about Beast Coast here is that they don't have their full original or their
Yeah.
roster here.
No.
So talk to me about that.
Well,
Fon-
do we
or
know why?
Owen.
I think that would be, as far as I heard. I mean, I asked. I was playing with some of the guys, and I was like,
Yeah,
"Hey, the
why?
people are talking about it in the games because if you play in US East, if you play in the US servers,
Yeah.
99% of the people are from South. 90% of the people are from South America, so they know each
You
other.
bump into
A lot of them
them.
know him. So I was
Yeah.
actually asking some of the players, and they said that he's sick.
Oh,
either
okay.
either he's
So-
sick or
Yeah.
something happened with the visa. I heard he was sick,
Yeah.
but I heard a couple different things. So yeah, and they have
so-
Lelis standing in, right?
Yeah, they miss Whisper. They have Leeli standing in as their offlaner.
And I think as a more traditional offlaner, I think Lelis is better, obviously. But I always keep bringing it up, like, on every team, you have a cheese hero player. You know, like 33 on whatever team he is,
Yep.
Abed on EG. Whisper is their cheese player, is the offlaner. And, like, getting rid of someone like that kind of takes away, like, your 21st, 22nd gotcha picks all of a sudden. Because, you know, this Chris Luck, he's going to play Storm, he's going to play TA. Hector's going to play these farming melee cores. Whisper was the real wild card. And
Yes.
now with him gone, I do think they're weaker. I do think Lelis overall is a mechanically maybe they're pretty even, but I do think it's a detriment having the stand-in, obviously.
Yeah.
A
I
pretty
agree.
big one, honestly.
I think it's a pretty big one as well. It's just going to be like, I don't know if the communication will be like so like disjointed or anything like that, but you have to fill some big shoes just because the other they're crazy, right? Like we know
They're crazy.
They're crazy is the thing. Like Chris Luck will actually just throw the game maybe or something like that. Like Whisper is the one usually just be like, all right, he can like chill and like fix things out a little bit while Hector's farming on one side. Lelis is really gonna have to just rally them together. He's got some shoes to fill.
Yes. Luckily, he has a core player that is very strong. I asked before the series, I asked you to pick a player that you wanted to highlight. Fogged, you picked Hector. K1, if you will.
Yeah. For people that don't know, I'm assuming most people do. Hector, best farmer in the world at TI, or almost maybe. He was up there for sure.
He was up there, and I think there was a lot of players saying
they
as
were
well,
all
right?
recognizing it as well.
Yeah.
It wasn't just us. They were just like, this guy knows what he's doing. Like he's the only one really TPing the farm in the ways that he did. Beast farmer, best Wraith King player probably just because of his farming patterns that just allowed him to do so. Sure, Hero's dead right now completely, but he still farms like an absolute beast, and he really is he's just so important for this team because he's always someone you can rely on.
Yeah.
He doesn't feed. Like he plays, he's gonna be 0-0-0 or 0-1-0, and then he's gonna have 500 last hits or something at the third. Yeah, so he's just gonna be farmed. He's gonna be a reliable dude.
And you saw the average GPM 681. I believe in the last two, the people we looked at, which were the carries, one of them was like 620 and the other was under 600.
Difference.
So he's like 100 average GPM above everyone else, which is, I mean, as you said, he like created some of these new ways of farming, and a lot of people copied him.
Yep.
No, and I think it's interesting to see that obviously he's still with the squad, because I would have imagined after TI he would have been one of the players that a lot of teams would have wanted to get under their lineup. So I imagine he's probably turned down a fair few deals to stick with the local lads.
Yeah, perhaps.
It's always good to see, because I mean, you would have wanted K1 on your team. I think there's a lot. I can think of a lot of teams that could have done pretty well this season if they were able to get their hands on him. But
Me too. And
sticking with the original boys.
Yeah, speaking of that, Beast, I'm glad. Like they're clearly in it for the long term.
Yeah,
they're all sticking
they
together.
are committed.
It's not just Hector staying; it's all of them, which is super good, especially in a region like South America. You don't see that.
Stability is definitely something that we look at, for example, CIS. Stability really helped over there with Virtus Pro basically being the first real stable team after original Navi, and now Beastcoast being the one there. It's
awesome.
It's very promising. Curious to see what they'll do here, but their opponents are Team Chaos coming first from their region, from a North America region. A qualifier, they crushed it.
Yeah, they did.
And I asked for a spotlight hero, and there's a lot of familiar faces on this roster, apart from one. And that's not even a North American player. That's a Russian player. That's DM. A lot of people are unfamiliar, but Grant, you have some information on him.
Well, DM, I got to meet him at the summit. He was at the very first minor of the event. He was with Hellraisers, and you could just tell on that team, he was by far like the most individually talented. And, weirdly enough, after that tournament that Quincy crew was at, all of a sudden DM was there, and now he's on the team. And I will say one thing, he always wants to learn. He was the only one. There was 2 CIS teams there at the after party, which is just like ping pong, playing games. He just hung out with everyone. Like he hung out with he talked with PBD for like 30 minutes. He just hung out. He wants to learn. And I'm looking at his top heroes. Like his Omni Knight was by far, that's somebody who was like the best in the world at the time. And even though we're not seeing as much of that, I'm still excited to see him play, because he is still one of those who plays like the aura-based offlaners, which we didn't really see last series, surprisingly.
Oh, and it's from what I've heard, that's like the best style offlaner of the moment.
And Omni is very annoying to play against.
Yeah.
He just bullies a lot of these core heroes like really strong. We're going to be seeing it picked a lot more.
Yeah.
Are we, though? Because we're going to find out what's going to get picked. Well, I don't know if it's going to get picked or banned. We're going to find out after a break. A break. No?
Out of sight, they fly so high so high, wave goodbye. Look, balloons, oh my, sit on the breeze in the sky. Look, balloons. Look, balloons. Look, balloons. Look, balloons. Lifting up and out of sight.
Rick Gaming Esports, professional esports house maker.
North America versus South America. Yes, that's what we're going to watch right now. Welcome back. DreamLeague Season 13. Fogged, OD Pixel, Grand Draft.
Draft.
Dota and Abaddon or Omni Knight is banned.
It is versus Chaos. I think
Yeah.
I really do think DM might be like at least top 3 in the world. It's crazy and it's a good hero. So
It's
you have
good
those two pairings. Yeah. And before we go on, I can't believe when we were criticizing Gods' predictions,
Yeah.
We were
no one
listening.
called out the 13 for Chaos.
I did.
Did you? Well, okay, you were
Well, I
on the
was on the-
thing.
on the thing,
Well,
yeah,
because
yeah.
I didn't want to do it right. Because obviously, if I do, it's like, well, it ain't fad, boys. I'm like Kyle Cap,
But you
and
said
no one
that's,
did.
You
But
said that's too low.
are,
right?
are you, they qualified first out of
qualified
NA.
first.
They
No, I mean, I
clearly have
agree.
some of the
We,
best
we
players.
did mention it off camera.
Oh, Gods makes me so mad, man.
Punch a pillow. Here you go. Here you go, man.
Okay, we're good.
All right, good. Well, we're about to see if Chaos can actually live up to the expectations that
Oh,
you
yeah.
have of them. Because the thing is, and I don't blame Gods for that entirely, because we have only seen Chaos in the qualifiers where they could play, from home.
Yep.
And we've seen them at the minor.
Without CCNC. and
Without
stuff.
CC,
At that one event, yeah.
without DM as well, and they made it second, but they got crushed in the grand finals.
They did.
Like it wasn't even close with IG that one, and so you would put them below top 8 purely for that.
Gods can, sure. If he likes being wrong, I mean, I don't, but,
Well,
it
okay,
is what
so-
it is.
So
You know what I'm saying?
what do you think they're gonna do? How far do you think they're gonna go?
I think Chaos is it's tough. 7th, 8th. I think 7th to 12th.
I
I
think-
definitely don't think they're
easily.
bottom
I
four.
think so easily.
My thing
I
is,
think-
I think the reasoning is because of the group that they're in.
Yes,
That's why he
you
did
can
this.
also-
They have Secret Vici. in the
Secret
group.
Vici are going to probably make it out of the group
Yep.
of the top 2, meaning Chaos will be in a best of 1. And that could be against a number of teams.
That's where I was. That's where I had them. I didn't have them as 13. I had them between like the 8 and the 11, just because like they could, or the 9 and 12. Sorry, just because they could just face a team that just crushed them in a middle.
Yeah.
I guess you're kind of a glass half empty. It feels like 'cause you're like, well, we haven't
That's not
seen
like
them.
that's not cheap.
Yeah,
ever.
she's like,
She's
we
always
haven't
had full.
seen them, so
Positive.
maybe they're not that good. I'm a glass full. We haven't seen DM truly on this team. Maybe he could become just god tier. Sorry,
true.
Owen, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, I mean, I was only going to sort of harp on what you're saying. I think, Chaos, I don't think you can sort of you underestimate this squad. They have got a very good lineup of big names. I've seen these guys sort of be on different stacks that have done very well in the past. Sure, maybe not recently other than the qualifiers, but you look at this lineup and sure, DM, don't really know too much about him, but the other 4, and especially like SVG and MSS, there was that period where there was back in sort of the J-Storm days, like they had some great runs at tournaments. So even back on was it Team MP, right? The old MV team. Like these two players have just been a very solid backbone of a lot of NA squads that, sure, they're never sort of taken over the world, but they've had good results in a lot of different combinations. And I think, especially with sort of like the org that Chaos is, there's going to be a very good amount of support in terms of giving the players the opportunity to sort of step it up to the next level. So I like that for this matchup in particular. I think it is going to be very hard for Beastcoast, particularly because they do have that stand-in. I think you're right; it's going to be a big hit to them. And already just looking at the opening to these drafts, I think at Baden we saw it at the minor be sort of this first phase pick every single time. I think Nigma was doing it very consistently because of how good a hero it is. Disruptor, easily one of the best supports in the game right now. It's sort of him and Lich really that you're fighting over, and most of the time I think you would rather have the Disruptor, especially if you've got some other sort of save. If you haven't got like an Abaddon or something, you'd rather have the Lich for sort of defensive capabilities. But now there's the Drown as well, hero I've been raving about. I know it lost the game earlier that Vici played, but Vici made mistakes with it. So I think Chaos are evidently onto something here. They know exactly what to pick this draft, this meta, and I think the players are going to perform. Yeah.
I will say one thing. I'm curious to see if this is just a pub thing. Maybe Yawar wants to game MMR, but almost every game he plays, he's been playing middle, which I don't know. Maybe it literally means nothing, and he is just trying to gain MMR, and he thinks middle's easier than carry. But I'm curious. Maybe they will switch it up because CCNC can play like Ember safe lanes and stuff. So maybe they mix it up, or maybe it's just nothing. Who knows?
Well,
they
it's
go
not
for-
going to be Ember this time around.
Are they going for Terrorblade on Beastcoast or something? Like they banned Zeus and
Yeah.
Ember. They've got a
They
Tusk,
might
but
be.
they have a Bloodseeker, which confuses me because like why would you like PL and Terrorblade are just like
Thunderblade.
Thunderblade. I don't know.
Dude, that'd be
They're
sick,
just
man.
like they're just standing out from me right now. When you see those two bans, right? Like those are the telltales when you're looking for. Also Tinker, to be fair. Tinker is also one that stands out when you see Ember and Zeus are banned out, but
No Whisper Tinker sad. No, I was with you. TB, the last game I saw TB is actually Ace's new team was playing it in one of their qualifiers, and that hero, if you get farm, he is still a 1v5 hero, and he can still do exactly what he used to.
weird into Drow, right? Because
Yeah.
Drow like doesn't really care
Obviously.
about that armor or anything. But like we've seen team do it. We've seen
Yep.
tons of teams picking it into the Drow.
And sometimes a lot of the times you honestly should just draft for yourself, not about the other team, right? Like sometimes obviously if it's a gigantic counter you want to, but focus on your team.
And they've got that combo.
They got the Venge.
The Drow Venge. Again, even though we saw it lose game earlier, I still think this is one of the strongest duos in the meta. And you've got to have an answer to it. You have to have that gap closed. Sure, with the Tusk and with the Bloodseeker, you do have ways to get on top of the Drow, but now there's the threat of that save. Also the Abandoned Disruptor, right? There's going to be shields thrown out, and Disruptor will be quick to capitalize on you collapsing onto this one hero with the Static Storm kinetic field, which can make things very hard for you to keep the fight going on it.
I like this.
Dude, I'm thinking more Tinker. Tinker is literally just blaring for me for some reason because it's like they've got Beastmaster for the setup for the Tinker plays. The Ember's banned, the Zeus is banned. If they ban Storm, it's like it's probably gonna be it. But that'd be weird because we don't. Did we see any? Did we actually
Any
get to see
Tinker?
any? Yeah.
I don't think there was any Tinker at the minor.
I don't think so. There was
Maybe
one at
there's
the
one
summit,
game.
but not that. I don't
I don't think there was even
What
one
about
game
at
at the minor.
Bukavel? Was there even?
That's what I'm saying. I don't think there was even one game.
There
And
wasn't even one,
Bukavel, there
right?
was no Tinker.
No.
There was
not.
like one or two at the summit. It's been a bit.
It just it looks like they're setting up. They're probably not going to pick it because it stands out so much, but
Yeah.
Chaos though. They don't have any. Actually, their front line's okay, right? They have Snake. They have the Abaddon. Sorry. Yeah.
We didn't even talk much about that. I'm surprised Bloodseeker, this is the first time we saw it. The last series, they didn't really. This is, I think it might actually be on Dota, but for whatever, the most popular carry hero currently in pubs.
Okay.
Like, he is the most
That's
picked
good win
carry
rate?
hero. Yeah, he
Yeah.
does. Even in pro
Positive win
games,
rate.
like, right, he's just so fast, and Kyle always talks about it. The timings in this patch right now feel so important. And Bloodseekers are just obvious. You just go, you get, like, your one item, you just run at people, and as Fox said, if you have this Tinker or Terrorblade, all of a sudden there's so much space for him because Bloodseeker does so much with so little. Like, one of the heroes that really is like that.
He
Early
also
game,
just,
early game at least.
He also just, he's always able to fight. That's my thing I like about it. And Bloodbright is awesome. You secure the range creep.
Esports.
Okay.
And, the
So-
Chris Luck Wind
Interesting.
Ranger. Hell yeah.
Neat. So they banned out the SF too. They banned out all the mid heroes that I guess would have given them some concerns. I guess they were just addressing the mid player instead of like a hero that they specifically wanted.
Because, yeah, a lot of SF, and that hero's been getting more popular. You've seen the right-click build and still the spell damage build.
Yeah, especially with Drow and Venge too. It's like,
You would beat some ass, yeah.
yeah. Wind Ranger pick though.
I'm not even, I said ooh like I liked it. I'm looking at him like, do I?
I'm never really a fan
I don't
of
know
Wind
if I am,
Ranger,
yeah.
but unless it's sort of Nigma and Weehar playing it. I think it's
Really good with tag team. That's the one
true.
thing. It's actually
Yeah.
so sick with tag team with
Yeah,
Focus
but are
Fire.
you,
But it's like
are
every
you winning a game on that
you know what I mean?
interaction
Exactly.
alone?
Exactly.
That,
Sure.
is
Well,
it
it's
really
also, he's
worth
got to be
forcing?
mid, right?
Yeah, it's Chris
It will
Luck.
be
Yeah, it's
Chris
Wind
Luck.
Ranger mid.
Yes.
It's against
And it's going to be a Storm Spirit anyway. I figured it was going to be probably Storm anyway in this one, but
Storm?
Oh, Storm's nice because you've got the Abaddon in play, right? What's going to catch you? It's going to be what, Raw or the Pull or the Shackle. Three things that Abaddon could quite easily save you from. You've also got the Venge. So you have two ways of being saved. You're going to farm. You're going to be able to step back into the jungle. Are they going to be able to invade your area of the map? I don't think so.
Who are you taking, Owen?
I like
Who are you taking?
I'm taking.
Okay.
I'm taking Chaos. Got a feeling Chaos is going to have an easy game. They got Drow Venge. It's going to be easy.
I like Venture. I love Disruptor as well. I'm sticking with them too.
Chaos, chaos.
Chaos.
Chaos, chaos, chaos. We like chaos.
But Chris Luck will go godlike.
Ooh, that's an interesting side note there from none other than Grant. All right, guys. Don't forget, once the game starts, you can vote for your MVP, and we're going to leave you in the capable hands of Captain Kyle.
What?
We're not going anywhere.
Can't kill the dead.
That's right, lots of fun and laughs.
Now, that's
Beast
more
Coast
like it.
and Chaos. Are we going to have lots of fun in this series between the two of them? We'll have to see as we've got a little bit of pause on our hands. We're going to catch up our panel, all go in the way of Chaos and against Beast Coast, against the 100% win rate Wind Ranger
Yeah.
from the We Play Minor, Kyle.
It is only 100% win because Weehaw played it constantly.
True. I think
And-
only 2 teams played Wind Ranger at the minor.
Mm,
And most of them were Enigma.
yeah,
One other team played it. I can't remember who.
neither can I. It's just not a high enough power level in this game, I feel. You look at all 3 cores. In fact, really the whole team is just single target. You're playing against a Drow lineup and an Abaddon, who's arguably like the hero that would counteract single target damage. Your big win condition is just Wind Ranger, I think, going off from the laning phase, because there's not really any natural synergy with the Beastmaster either. I really like Beast with some sort of tower sieging core. You know, the Lone Druids, Terrorblade, something that actually like straight up wins the game for you. Doesn't help the Wind Ranger that much at all.
It is a little crazy to me that they're like, Abaddon and Venge were picked up pretty early. Abaddon in the first phase, Venge was 3rd pick, I believe. And it's like, we're going to draft a bunch of single target against that.
Yeah.
I mean, Bloodseeker counters the Venge, sure, because, you know, swap just kind of kills the person who's ruptured. But still, like, overall, this is going to be difficult, I would say, for Beastcoast. But it is a fast-paced lineup.
It's also interesting how certain mechanics, like Tusk used to be like the hero you thought of as save. The problem nowadays is that because heroes have such high like HP pools, everyone's already naturally tanky, so it's building that pool even higher and giving auras that become more powerful. Thus, heroes like Abaddon, I think, are significantly better as forms of save because it's not a fight reset, it's just straight up you're stronger. We're going to deal more damage and absorb more. And I think you eventually just win the war of attrition.
Yeah, the more health that everybody's getting, the longer that they live, the longer fights draw out, and low cooldown sustained spells like Aphotic Shield and Miscoil, more powerful. Same goes with Purification. Chance of being able to get a second big heal in there is more and more likely as the power spikes build and build and build. There's also the Snowball nerf, right? It was the duration.
Yeah, and
was
you
decreased on
you used to be able to do it
Snowball.
when you were rooted too, whereas now it's a lot more finicky to try and utilize. Also, just feels like melee cores are in vogue, and melee supports outside of tree seem much more difficult to utilize. And already bottom though, hold up.
Yeah, they're starting off with a early duo here that's going to be able to bring down DM and get the first blood. So they want to make sure that Bloodseeker is kind of expected. Everybody wants to make sure Bloodseeker is off to a good laning phase.
But as you can see, MSS on the Disruptor doing what we discussed in that previous series, just pulling creep waves. You might be able to dumpster my Abaddon with this tri-lane, but eventually he's going to get something out of this lane.
I always look to like level 3, you know? Like as soon as I get level 3 as the offlaner and the 2 supports are level 2, then that's finally the time where their tri-lane begins falling apart. And hopefully that stacking up creep waves will be able to give DM that opportunity. And I'm sure, yeah, they already have the Tusk up to the top lane to help out the Beastmaster.
It's a huge creep wave coming in. If I'm Beastcoast here, maybe you're looking to make a move around it just to try and deny that XP, but easier said than done.
Yeah, it's a little bit hard with heroes like Bloodseeker who don't naturally provide any sort of immediate kill threat. During the laning phase, you just kind of got your Blood Right spam.
I like that Quinn changed his name back, well, to his name, Quinn. It's a really, really good decision. I think more people should go that route.
More people should do that, Kyle?
Yeah.
I mean, were you the first person to do that? Has anybody else done that in Dota?
Probably. I mean, there's people that just
PPD
played as their
kinda,
name.
well, yeah.
It's all good, you know. Great minds think alike. Bottom again. DM in some trouble.
Well, he pops a healing salve during his Aphotic Shield, so it's not so easy to remove, and all of a sudden, DM finds himself a lot healthier than both the Beastcoast heroes, and he's going to be able to walk back. Sure, he was chased away from some of his experience, but there's still plenty more coming in, and he certainly won out the regen war, that's for sure. We're going to take a brief pause here to rewatch Stinger teleport away. Just a little bit of ambiance and graphics to show how high class our major is.
Just a little sleight of hand.
Now you see him, now you don't.
Well, it's more, it's like, is it a replay? Is it not? The chat will never know. You'll just have to keep watching. And Quinn actually doing better than I'd expect mid. This is a pretty Wind Ranger favorite matchup. He has had to use an extra salve, but still holding his own. And bottom lane, as you said, you want the kill there on the Abaddon, but you force him away from 6 or 7 creeps of XP, you're still going to count it as a win. Yeah, Quinn's going to be just fine now, already with the bottle.
I wonder what his sponsor tag means.
What's
Tree
it?
number 4.
I have a couple guesses.
Yeah? Well, what would your number 1 guess be?
Oh, well, he probably likes trees, and maybe he's got a favorite one.
Then
Like
tree
a
number
favorite-
4 is his favorite tree?
Yeah, it's like whatever his favorite species,
okay.
strain, whatever.
Okay. You don't think it has anything to do with Dream Protector being spammed in his pubs? Because I feel like Quinn is more likely to
That's true.
write an angry sponsor tag because of that. Hector, almost getting up the sacks here, but MSS going for the courier kill will get it. Traded away his life to be able to kill that courier.
Is that worth, Cap?
Oh, I don't think so. Especially if SVG, he's getting quite low in the top lane, which is going to be our Bloodseeker. It's going to be running super fast at bottom. And, okay, there is going to be that kill on SVG. And K1 Hector not able to chase down DEM. And Stinger actually gets a little bit too far ahead of himself, but a swift TP. Really fast reactions by him, and no level 3 for MSS, so he couldn't do anything to stop it. No glimpse leveled up yet.
Yep. Both teams making the best of their drafts. I think this is what Beastcoast had to do to have a chance in this game. You got to win the lanes. Tusk has to get involved. And because you just don't have answers for Storm. That's your big problem here. So you're going to have to look to end this game quickly so that Wind Ranger can stay an item ahead and always be able to threaten Quinn throughout the game. And obviously Bloodseeker, especially when K1's playing it, one of the fastest tempo carries in Dota right now. It's just like the panel I think Grant was mentioning.
It's a little awkward because they don't even necessarily have, their cores can't even itemize that well against Storm, right? At best, Wind Ranger could get an Orchid, but you know,
just,
like your offlaner is a natural like Rod of Atos builder or something like that.
It just also gets so hard for them to team fight into the mid game. Chaos have so many tools to utilize. You've got the shield, you've got swap, you don't have any catch problems because you have a Storm Disruptor combo, and you're going to scale. You've got a Drow.
Yeah.
You look at the side of Beast Coast, it's effectively just all in, kill somebody, then go for the next guy. There's no save, there's no die, there's just go.
Yeah. They are going to be able to get on top of Yuar here. Yuar turning around with a multi-shot, doing so much damage to Lelis, but Lelis will manage to barely stay alive long enough to be part of the experience for the Yuar kill. Trading off course, though, back over to bottom lane. DM does manage to chase down Stinger and teleports away before Hector could make all of those thirst stacks to good use. Still top CS. Quinn really killing it in this mid lane.
Yeah, I think he got the 4-minute rune, which helped him out a lot. Now he's going to get pressured into the tower. But yeah, this is the Storm versus Wind Ranger. You just zip away. The laning phase can be difficult, but into the game, you love playing against this hero.
Another kill on Yuar. I think he teleported back, too.
Yeah, he did.
So he's going to have to do the walk of shame up to the top lane. He may even just go straight into the jungle from here on out because this is looking like this lane is beginning to be a bit too tough.
Oh,
DM
nice.
pulled back into the Blood Right to make sure he's silenced up. Still no level 6, so he will easily be chased down. Not giving the kill over to Hector, though. He wasn't able to claim it, which means he doesn't get the heal, but maybe he can still get MSS here. As long as he gets this kill, he'll heal up over the Thunderstrike, and hopefully we'll be fine. That last Thunderstrike of the tower shot is barely going to be enough. MSS does manage to get the kill. Top lane being run over as SVG dies, and now Drow Ranger is going to run back into lane, but MSS, they see him thanks to a hawk behind the tower. They're immediately going to roar him up. The multi-shot is going to come in, manage to get the kill onto Schofield. Kinetic field, not quite enough to be able to block out Lelis, but he will die as the full tri-lane rotation from Chaos does punish their overextension.
Yeah, I really like the way they're playing this, though, on Beast Coast. We discussed it, no Whisper, having to use Lelis for this tournament. You've got him on a style of play that I think complements what they're going to need to do to change up their strategies based on this new player, in the sense that it's a supporting role. Typically, you'd have Whisper on a playmaker. It was like a third core. Now you're just trying to ensure that K1 and Chris Luck have an excellent game, and if they get ahead, they certainly could. I like the way they're playing aggressive in the lanes. This is that aggression they've been noticed. Well, really what they showed the world at TI. Just relentless pressure they were able to put out on the map. Typically with heroes like Bloodseeker and Slark, in this case, Wind Ranger.
DM, man, he just wants his level 6, but he's not going to be able to get it. He thought maybe pulling a creep wave would finally get it to him, but Chris Luck with a swift rotation manages to punish that. I really feel like Beast Coast takes the best advantage of the, hey, we have a Bloodseeker, bring people below 75%. You know?
That's the idea.
Just get those thirst charges. I think they're the best team at being able to abuse that.
God, that's the Quinn just found an arcane ring casually while neutraling. That's got to be the dream.
That's pretty sweet. But at the same time, K1 Hector found a broom handle. That is also really sick nasty. Schofield does have a snowball. It's going to dodge the magic missile and actually goes to SVG and blocks him in. Now he can't actually pursue. The multi-shots are coming in as well. He's going to be swapped back while the Storm jumps over to kill the Lich. So they're going to be able to get both supports off of this.
And more importantly, Quinn gets both last hits. Really nice. He jumps all the way up to the top net worth spot on his team.
And
really
the boys
well
are going to hit the showers at the same time.
Yeah.
So super efficient. All three of them can stay on the map.
And smoke out immediately.
And
Love
smoke.
it. And this is even more important because DM's able to just sit mid uncontested, finally get those levels you've been asking him for. He'll hit 6 eventually, but bottom, a lot of space for Ektor on the Bloodseeker. Already with 3 levels up on DM, but he will hit 6 with that wave. And more importantly, this is that little bit of time middle takes the hero from absolutely garbage to all of a sudden you have the power to actually stand in the lane. You'll still lose the CS trade, but all of a sudden you can get 30-40% out of a lane instead of nothing.
SVG,
might
this is
have
going to
him.
be a big smoke gank if they could get him, but Hector.
Got
is able-
swapped.
Oh, he still managed to get a swap. The Rupture's going to go down on DM, but the Storm Spirit getting on top of the Bloodseeker. Actually gets Shackle shotted up. Chris Luck may have just saved his life. Quinn not able to get that kill, and Chris Luck managed to get the turnaround on SVG. What a massive rotation there. And Lelis managed to take the top tower at the same time.
Oh, wait,
Yawar dies
Yawar?
inside
What?
the jungle from the support combo.
Damn.
The two frosty boys of Tusk and Lich managed to find a Drow Ranger who already had a bad laning phase, was forced to go jungle, and has now been shut down even further.
I'm shocked we haven't seen this style of play against Drows in the past. Like, you just run at her. This was the weakness. I know that the arrow shooting is made the hero better at lane, just coming from behind, defending objectives, but just run at the Drow. And there, right, you had Lich Tusk, just find him in the jungle, take him down. There's no real play for the Drow Ranger. If you don't see her in a lane, she's in the jungle somewhere, and these two supports will be able to kill him no problem with the added help of birds to provide vision. Now Lelis coming bottom, has Roar available.
See if they can actually get the stacks up, DM. Oh, Quinn,
Whoa.
low on mana
Whoa,
here, completely
Quinn.
out of mana.
What?
I'm not sure what the game plan was here, Kyle.
I don't know if Quinn knew what the game plan was there, but I do hope he's able to remain cool, calm, and collected after what I have to imagine was just a misstep. Maybe didn't see Lelis there, and then just didn't have the mana to zip away out of Roar range. But yeah, so far so good for Beastcoast. 11 minutes in, 5K gold. And this is, you know, we talked about this in the past. You can have mid-game, you can have team fight all you want, but when you lose 3 lanes, and then you start to bleed towers, it doesn't matter what your draft advantage is, especially, look at this. Oh wait, that's the wrong game. I was like, oh my god, they're doing Roach too?
For reference,
No,
Kyle
that's
is turning
Stream Sync.
around and watching the 4 screens so he can keep a closer eye on the game.
No, it's because I'm blind. I
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
see
that's what I
details
meant.
properly.
I meant you wanted to be as close to the screen as possible. Wind Ranger going to be pulled back into the Static Storm, but already got up the wind run, so not much DM could do, but they are going to be able to swap Schofield in. Chain Frost bouncing around, doing a little bit of damage, not much. Not enough for Beastcoast to be able to recommit to this fight. They're just going to let Schofield bleed out here, but the swap back in onto Chris Luck almost offers an opportunity here, but no fault. Whoa, Schofield's going to buy back a TP in. They think they can actually take this one up. The Shards not going to be able to block in SVG, so that's going to be a buyback for naught.
Interesting. Don't know if I buy that one, but I don't mind it. It's relatively cheap this early in the game.
Yeah.
I think that a lot of players could utilize their buybacks earlier on, now that there's no penalty.
Oh, I agree. More supports than cores need to buy back in the first 15 minutes of the game. It's, you get 1 kill, it's worth it.
It's just funny, right? Because it feels like there's a moment in the game, usually around Roche, where even as like analysts or viewers, right, we know, okay, buybacks are going to play a role in this fight, and a support dies, immediately it's back in the action. But why don't we have that same idea at 12 minutes, at 15 minutes around like, say, an outpost fight? Because they're even more effective at that time. It's easier to teleport to you. Tier 1s are still up there. I digress. Still anybody's game. We discussed it. Chaos certainly will have the better team fight as this game continues. Beastcoast primarily need to play for skirmishes, 3-on-2s, 2-on-1s all around the map. Don't take big engagements, but rather pick off Chaos as heroes, slowly accept objectives as Chaos leave the vicinity, and then have that critical advantage that hopefully can get them the W.
With the Drow Rangers we've been seeing lately, today, we see these early rotations. Unfortunately, UR's laning phase went poor enough, and then they couldn't actually rotate to bottom because that was also a lost lane. So now we could talk about the Drow Ranger of what we've been kind of used to. Lose lane, go jungle. But Beastcoast are taking so much jungle away from you. Nice snowball dodge on the magic missile, and the immediate ice shard blocking as well. Smooth moves by Schofield, enough to be able to get the kill here. The send back of the glimpse onto Chris Luck, but they do manage to get a nice shackle shot before he's gone. The Chain Frost out. Stinger just hoping to get as much damage on Quinn as possible, maybe thinking this is a bigger opportunity than it actually is, but Quinn is actually low enough on mana that maybe a snowball. Whoa, the multi-shot comes in. He's actually going to snowball onto Quinn here. Ice Shard block him in, but the two-man silence immediately makes these two heroes ineffective enough they could have to back up, especially against the three-man, but a glimpse back in. Oh, Schofield went from smooth moves into getting a pick off an Eventual Spirit to overextending both himself and getting K1 Hector killed.
And this is where the Beastmaster comes in, though. Cappy's going to force the glyph top with just the Necro and the TP from DM. Yes, it goes poorly for Beast Coast, but they don't actually lose any of their gold advantage because there's so many creeps being farmed around the map. There was really just, that was a two-man rotate. Yeah, you lose two, but you'll survive. I like the play from Chaos, though, of course. Collecting a kill. They even kill the tower down bottom. And we saw this in the first series as well with the Drow Ranger, although, of course, Paparazzi was very far ahead. Here, Yawar's behind, but still looking to get involved. Nice TP rotate. Mm, 15 minutes, bounty runes. We'll have a fight.
Oh, they're going to be glimpsed back once again. All that vision in the world, but the extremely powerful combination of catch between Storm and Disruptor is still tough to beat. Chris Luck barely able to get that, and then I try to block in SVG. He's going to die here as well.
That's just the Tusk tag team plus Wind Ranger Ultimate's actually a pretty considerable amount of damage. You'll have lockdown to kill somebody effectively
they
the
spotted
entire
him.
game.
Enough for DM. It's going to be closed in by the snowball. They're going to save the Walrus Punch. Well, they're actually going to pop it now because they still have Shackle Shot, so no opportunity for DM to easily be able to teleport out, especially since it's still on cooldown. Up now, but again, no Aphotic Shield away into the trees. Can he actually somehow juke this out to give himself enough distance? Nope, not with Slow.
Nice kill. This is how you got to keep playing as Beast Coast. Just one kill at least every minute. But more importantly, look around the map, right? Kektor pushed in bottom, now in the jungle. You've got a couple heroes sitting mid, 2 heroes hunting top. That's how you got to play it. You can even see, if they land a roar, you can maybe even be able to find a kill there with your Lich behind. Dragon Scale. For
well, you'll take Dragon Scale, even if you didn't want that Nether Shawl so much.
Just leave it on the ground.
Yeah, screw that item. Beast Coast. Well, in order to keep up the tempo, it's one of those things.
Tough.
Pushing tier 2s is always a little bit difficult, so an easier objective on the map anyway is Roshan, but you're fighting into a lineup that takes advantage of that high ground area very nicely.
You have like 3 different heroes that can reach the pit from that high ground with their spells, the Drow, and the Storm, most notably. Venge W could work. You've got Disrupt. Like, it's what you said. What, the Fatal Funnel? Yeah, Chaos is not a team you want to walk through a concentrated area towards. It will not work well for you. You need to find a vision advantage and have some sort of pincered initiation, because you don't really have the ability to just start a fight as Beast Coast, with the exception of like a Roar or your Tusk. And those heroes can't just walk through vision to find openings, especially against heroes such as Storm. And yeah, this game only gets harder for them. I know the net worth's favoring Beast Coast, but I'd still say this game is probably Chaos favored, because it really just takes that one fight in the mid game for things to turn.
At the same time, though, Beast Coast's lineup has not hit their largest power spike, right? So we're still going to see that like when they get BKB, that's going to be the real determining moment for Beast Coast and whether or not they could just completely run over Chaos and try and end the game. From there on out, right, they're just going to be kind of bleeding away their advantage bit by bit until eventually Chaos will
reign supreme.
Reign supreme with a Storm Drow Ranger, and that is a tough high ground to push into. So a long shopping list that Beast Coast needs to accomplish. They need to win a fight here, take that Roshan, win another fight, get tier 2s, take all the tier 2s, get the second Roshan, go high ground, and don't lose that high ground against Storm Drow Ranger. It's a long list, and they haven't even really done the first couple of errands.
I like the way they've played this, though, where they're looking to make moves behind the vision of Lelis. They're kind of collapsing this jungle of Chaos to steal some camps, while the rest of the team is still farming efficiently.
Every once in a while, though, Chaos will pop out, see if they can punish Beastcoast for being a little bit too greedy. The snowball is going to save him for a moment here. Enough for Schofield to be able to get back to the high ground. The Thunderstrike will manage to finish him off, though. There is that rupture on Quinn, but fortunately, he's got DM to help him out with a little bit of heal. And once again, K1 Hector not really coming to these fights because, again, he wants to hit that BKB timing.
Yep. And that's when it's go time. You'll have Blink on Beastmaster, BKB on Hector. That's where their initiation troubles disappear because you'll be able to find that catch on somebody and then Hector can just run forwards undisputed. Problem is, you're playing against a Batten. You can immediately be shielded off if DM's in the area. There's always the swap potential. It's just a very difficult game to fight if Chaos are prepared.
I think Beastcoast is pretty interesting. I think part of the reason that K1 Hector does manage to get such high numbers is that he maintains, for better or for worse, he maintains that idea of like, I'm going to keep farming until I hit my power spike.
Yeah.
Other Bloodseekers, like, guarantee you, would have tried to come to these fights like, oh, guys, you know, like, let's try and get a rupture kill or something. But Hector's just like, no. This game's about my BKB.
And that's the style of this team. We saw it at TI as well, where you're playing around Hector, more so than many other teams would play around their carry. But I really find no fault in the concept of sticking to your identity.
Yeah.
I think you're going to have much better long-term results if you play one way very well versus trying to be that jack of all trades that never really learns, you know, how to play the right way for your team.
Just the kind of the idea of being the best at one concept to Dota. Schofield jumped on once again, and no snowball to save this time around.
It's I think it's a Bruce Lee line. I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 punches, but the man who's practiced one punch 10,000 times.
That is indeed a Bruce Lee line. Schofield does manage to at least buy out his Blink Dagger before he died, so that's another form of initiation that they'll have alongside the Beastmaster, which they certainly need since Beastmaster's Roar is not the most reliable initiation against the Storm. They have very similar animations.
Oh, hang on, DM. Some trouble.
Pulled back. There is a Vengeful Spirit somewhere nearby. He still has borrowed time and everything. If they wanted to chase, it would be a really long chase. Shout out to the little mango tree, though. That is a nice little hidden spot that Chaos have not seen just yet. To the right there.
I don't see it.
The trees. Right there.
Oh.
Thank you very much, Scriff/Weapus. I'm sorry, I don't know which one is observing the game, but they're both awesome.
That is a cool spot.
Quinn's out of mana, but there's going to be the glimpse back. Leela's actually getting closer to Quinn. Just go for the kill. Easily going to be able to pick up this mid-kill and look for more as he's going to be chasing down MSS as well. The board does manage to slow him. There's Thunderstrike, but not much else. He's still going to Yules. Maybe he can Yules himself. He will be able to do that. They kill the red Necronomicon for him, but Schofield knocks him out with an uppercut. Still, K1 Hector's looking for more. Blocked in by the Ice Shards for a little bit of time, but he will nice stun there from Schofield. Able to stop that TP away from SVG. Leeless managed to back up. Make sure he doesn't feed away any kills, allows Hector to do his job. He's got his BKB, he's ready to go, he's ready to fight, he's ready to take some towers, and maybe they can even do some Roshan.
Yeah, this Beastmaster play has been near flawless. Lelis hasn't really left this area of the map, but he's had so much impact. Another core kill going down. What happened? How is Quinn, that was just the Beastmaster. How is he out of mana?
Second time that he is dying in a really questionable way. The bottom engagement and now this top one.
I just feel like if Chaos is going to play the way that they have been, you got to pick one. Either be more conservative or try to take a couple more chances. But I don't like that they're split around the map so much and bleeding kills. Because you're just being chased around by Beastcoast. The only way you really
the storm jump in. They already have the snowball out onto the Roshan to make sure nobody can actually get jumped on. They will be able to pick up the Aegis. And Quinn still has enough mana to be able to make a long zip away should he choose the Shackle Shot.
My God.
Be able to just join it last second there, DM.
Yeah, what? You're living on the edge there. That's so dangerous. You know you're playing against Hawks as well.
And you know you're not going to fight them. No matter what the situation is, they're rolling up into you with an Aegis.
If he takes that Shackle, he might just die. There's just no need for it.
Okay, Rupture, DM, immediately going to pop his borrowed time and heal himself up a decent amount, get a lot of distance. They're actually going to go for a kill, though. Quinn jumping in. The multi-shot does a decent amount of damage, but K1 Hector's already popped his BKB and is looking for the kill in the back line. They already have the Ben who's popped his borrowed time. Leel's managed to get that kill. Stinger is going to be taken out by Quinn. Now looks for the kill onto Chris Luck as well. Force staff away, managed to get that, but that's just the Aegis. Can Chaos actually manage to get in and out enough. They're only going to lose their supports, it looks like. The buyback from SVG looks like it could be a dieback here, slowed down by the tag team. And now the follow from Chris Luck is certainly going to be a dieback for the captain of Chaos. 3 dead. They didn't lose their Storm Spirit or their Drow Ranger, but at the same time, Beastcoast is a freight train barreling down the mid lane, looking to take tier 3s and racks.
Wow. This is not what I expected at all. I'll be completely honest. Chaos just getting run over. They're going to lose tier 3 here. Oh, one hit.
And just enough to finish off that tier 3. Let's back up and do some shrines. Not get too greedy. I like that a lot. Just continue to build up the advantage you've got. You've already used your Aegis, so it's not like you've got an advantage in fighting high ground, especially against a team who's so adept at it.
Yeah. I just can't. Maybe this is the kryptonite for Chaos, right? This is, the SVG stack has always been a very technical team. And they really, they look tier 1 when they have a draft and they get to a point where they can properly execute it. Because they're going to hit their timings, they're going to execute well, position well, and cast their spells, team fight. Solid squad. But they have a weakness when their game plan just goes awry. And in this case, Beastcoast effectively just dumpstered them in the lanes and then started chasing them around the map. And they've yet to really make a move. I have not seen Chaos take like a positive step in this game. They're waiting for a mistake. But so far, Beastcoast not willing to make any.
And it's kind of weird that, is Drow Ranger win condition or is it Storm Spirit? I guess it's Drow, maybe, with the high ground defense. It just, it felt like Quinn was trying to do everything. Like, he was trying to make space. It seemed like he was pressured into doing things, and he was pretty much doing them solo a lot of times. Snowball over. Once again, creating a little bit of time. Quinn trying to jump him. Does manage to get the blink away, but not enough to get away from a Storm Spirit, certainly, but there is going to be the exchange. Already, SVG's dead. DM forced to use his borrow time nice and early. Can Chaos fight somewhere around their tier 2 with a glimpse back on a K1 Hector? That buys DM a little bit of time, yes, but the Blood Right seems to ensure he will probably die here. Look at the Chris Luck just running at Yuar with that focus fire. There's nothing these supports can do to stop a Wind Ranger with a BKB activated with a focus fire on somebody. The Yule Scepter does manage to allow them to get back from K1 Hector, and maybe Quinn can take advantage of this, especially with the glimpse back. K1 Hector, he went far too deep here. Almost dies, but the anti-style buys him a little bit of space. DM with the miscoil shot. Is that quite enough? The tower shot is also not enough. He will manage to live, but Chris Luck not quite as lucky. His luck runs out, and DM looks for the third one. All he had to do was chase and get vision. They get another glimpse. Beastcoast, man.
Signs of life.
You can't just dive against K1 Hector. He's going to be found as well. Quinn is going to be able to pull him back to his doom. That's 4 heroes dead because you decided to dive past a tier 3 against a Disruptor, Kyle.
You just don't do that, Cap. You just don't. I am praising them to the skies. You know, this TI9, you go back to it, these teams had different names, Infamous versus Newbie, but it was the same. It was the result of Beastcoast, now Beastcoast taking it. And it's because of this relentless aggression. However, their kryptonite in that tournament was the, I don't want to say lack of discipline because they're playing with discipline, but you already have the mid-tier 4 dead, or tier 3 dead. You're at bottom lane. Don't dive to the fountain almost. There's no need for it. You've already got a secure position. You make Chaos's buybacks pay off like huge dividends. And now you're losing this critical mid tower. You look at the wards Chaos just put up, all of a sudden they've got map control back. And now you're in a position, perhaps Chaos, you could 5v5. These BKB durations are getting lower. You gotta be real careful now as Beastcoast. You've gotta have good target selection. If they rupture Wind Ranger ult in the Baden again, I don't think they're gonna win that fight.
Yeah, you've given them the opportunity to be able to get outside their base and pick up tier 3 items, right?
That's a good point.
Significant power spike as well.
I always forget that. If you can actually keep people inside their base for real, they actually just don't get those items. Whereas now, you pick them all up in the blink of an eye. I do like the change. Still not a fan of neutral items, but I like that they're capped now at 3 per team. And the drop chance seems increased, because it felt really silly in the past where like one team would have like 4 and the other wouldn't have one yet.
Yeah.
Just because RNG. Do items used suitable RNG, or just is it true or random?
I believe it's true RNG, but I could be wrong. I honestly don't know.
You just guessed.
I remember reading the wiki, and then, you know, there's so much mechanic information eventually goes outside your head. Titan Sliver for Leeless. That's I mean, it's pretty decent on one of these cores. I don't know who's going to keep it.
I actually think you keep it on Lelis. He's probably the one with the highest attribute-based damage at this point.
Sure. He just got the level 20 talent with the 500 health.
Yeah.
If he keeps a Titan Sliver as well, he's incredibly tanky.
You could give it to the Bloodseeker, but I don't know if he's got the slot. And I think Beastmaster, to your point, it's more about the tankiness than the base damage.
Yeah. Mindbreaker still inside the base. Oh, Enchanted Quiver. Ugh.
Yuck.
I mean, maybe a Storm Spirit could use it for his burst damage. Swap that out with the Null Talisman that you had. That's actually not terrible. Any hero that's going to be entirely reliant on burst, it's not too bad. Like, I gave it to a Tiny the other day, and it felt really nice.
How generous.
I think that was Yanni's playing the
No, I agree. I think it's more of a support item, like a burst core or support item. I really despise seeing it on, like, you know, I've seen a Viper pick it up, and it's like, okay, that's cool, but wouldn't you rather have like anything else and some support with like a branch in that slot?
A support's going to right-click
damage?
once, maybe twice. A core, he's going to right-click like 10 to 15 times, in which case a stat item would do a lot for you. Enchanted Quiver gives you no stats. Still top 3 net worth and 14,000 net worth lead, but it is Chaos who are deeper and deeper on Beastcoast's side of the map. They have some actual control. They continue to play aggressively like this. They get a quick execution, force Beastcoast all back. They immediately TP all out, clean escape by them, it looks like. And that just buys them more time, right? Manage to force Beastcoast back. That gives him space to be able to push out top, farm some more. Soon, we're going to see a Disruptor with Aghanim Scepter, right? That's a significant power spike. He's just another 1,000 gold away, 900, 800, 700, 600, 500 away, Kyle.
You
By the way, we're selling tickets. We just got 5 more tickets left, and it's 4. Nice pick off there from Quinn.
Cap, you doing okay?
I'm doing great. How are you doing, Kyle?
I'm great. You know what I'd be better off, though?
What's that?
If we sold some of these tickets!
That's right, Kyle.
Nah, I'm just kidding. But seriously, come say hi to us, because I need friends.
Yeah, he's certainly not finding any on this panel. Where are we going here? Where are we going with the snowball? We're going to go on to Vengeful Spirits. Oh, the Rupture, that's an important one, but Quinn has plenty of mana to work with, and he's got a Bloodstone, so he should be fine. And SVG, on the other hand, is very, very, very dead.
And the courier goes down as well. Lelis, man, this guy is everywhere. I haven't seen him group with his team like once this game. It doesn't even seem to matter. He gets 2 couriers and a ward.
And he's going to be here for this kill on DM. He immediately pops to borrow time, but now you get it roared up. Nah, you don't even need the roar, because you've got the shard block in from Schofield, a Tusk master. That's what this guy is.
Yeah, it's the BKBs, man. You've got 0 BKBs on Chaos. You're not going to win a game against 3 with 0. It's just...
Okay, but Beastcoast have no BKBs when they're Disruptor ultied with Aghanim Scepter.
That's true, but if they get the BKBs off first, I just don't know who's going to commit.
Just a little bit of
Who can actually engage into the fight?
I don't know.
Here he comes,
well,
MSS.
DM with
MSS?
50, okay.
Oh,
MSS tried to get it, but he got grabbed by the sinister gaze. Look into my eye. Quinn, able to jump in, barely dodges that blood right. That was a little bit of a close call, but they're not going to stop this bottom lane of Brax going down, and mid is already open up for the tier 3 they took earlier. So this is probably going to be 2 lanes with 30 seconds still down for Chaos. Quinn can do as much hopping and jumping and dancing around as he wants to, but Beastcoast, looking at Leela, they're just focused on the game right now, focused on taking objectives.
I can't imagine what this was like to play for Chaos, because I'll be honest, I've watched this entire game with no fog of war, and I'm still not sure what the hell happened. It's just like, they killed it. Beastcoast, they're rolling it. And I feel like Chaos just got a little overwhelmed here, especially once the laning phase went poorly. The one downside of this bad Omni meta is that if you fall behind early game, your offlaners can't do anything to get involved. Quinn's in the jungle, Yawar had no game, so no one on Chaos was actually able to play actively. So there's no one actually looking to make things happen on the enemy side of the map, which made it easy for Beastcoast then to just run rampant. Like, they're playing in pairs and just finding pickoffs constantly. Roshan now the objective. Also, note Lelis has played excellent. A lot of Beastmasters, they get their Necro 3, and they're too selfish with the usage, waiting for kill opportunities or fights. He pops it almost off cooldown to both assist with his farming and D-ward constantly with the assistance of that bird. I really like the way he's played this game.
Schofield thought he found DM out of position. Actually gets a little bit low here, but Chris Luck just going deep in here. Locks down UR almost immediately. Snowball came in, but not in time to be able to save anybody, especially with Drone Ranger and Disruptor already dead. 3 down on the side of Chaos. Now Rupture out on DM, and that's just it. GG is called. MSS says this game is over, and it's probably been over for a little while, man. Beastcoast made very few errors. There was just that one really costly one.
Shout out to the whole team, really. And I feel bad. I doubted Tusk. I should know as an NA Dota player for the past 5 years, Schofield can play a Tusk, was everywhere. His snowballs were insane. You saw them use Disruptor ult on the one time they picked him off, just because he'd outplayed them so many times with snowballs into survives. Really, really great game played by Beastcoast. I can't even think of a strong enough adjective. A verb, rather.
They definitely
brutalized them.
Bamboozled
them.
You just looking for
them.
B words? You're like, you went through the A, you're like, I couldn't find any there.
No.
And then just went down the B words.
That was
definitely quite the brawl from Beastcoast that they brought straight to Chaos's door, and Chaos could not stand toe-to-toe with them whatsoever. It was good luck.
Seems
Good luck to
Beastcoast are the true lords of chaos, after all.
All right, with that, we're
really
going to
not
need a
helping
break.
There is no break.
Or where's our panel?
I'm just kidding. There is a break, guys. We're going to throw to it now.